Have you ever stood up in the morning and felt like your feet just weren't ready to carry you through the day? Maybe it's a dull ache in the heel, a burning under your toes, or a sharp twinge in the arch that makes every step feel like a reminder that you're not as young as you once were. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Foot pain after 70 is one of the most common complaints, but it's also one of the most overlooked. And the truth is, those aching feet are telling you something. It's just a matter of listening. Think about how much your feet have done for you over the years. They've carried your weight, supported your posture, walked you through every season of life. But like anything that's been used daily for decades, they start to wear down. It's not just part of aging like people so often say. It's a sign that your body needs care, attention, and maybe a little change in how you treat it. So let's talk about what's really going on. Why do your feet hurt more after 70? And more importantly, what can you do about it, starting today? Because the good news is there are a few simple things that can bring real relief, often right away. And no, it doesn't have to involve expensive treatments or painful surgeries, just a few small shifts that can take a load off your feet and your mind. One of the biggest culprits behind foot pain after 70 is the natural loss of the fat pads that cushion the soles of your feet. Those soft, springy pads that used to absorb the shock of every step begin to thin out over time. And once they do, walking can start to feel like stepping directly onto the pavement, without any buffer. You might notice this more on hard floors, especially in the morning or after sitting for a while. That discomfort isn't just in your imagination. It's your body adjusting to the loss of that natural protection. But there's something simple that helps. Supportive, cushioned footwear. And I don't mean fancy orthopedic shoes that cost a fortune. Even soft memory foam insoles or a pair of well-fitted cushioned slippers around the house can make a world of difference. You'd be amazed how many people live with unnecessary pain simply because they've been wearing the wrong shoes. Shoes that might have fit well 10 years ago, but now no longer support their changing feet. Your foot size and shape can actually change as you age. And if your shoes haven't changed with them, they may be making the problem worse. So here's something you can try today. Go and check your most worn shoes. Are the soles flat and worn out? Do your toes feel cramped, or is there no arch support? If so, your first step might be as simple as replacing them with something more suited to your feet now, not the feet you had in your 40s. Look for shoes that have a wide toe box, soft interior lining, and strong arch support. Even a good pair of house shoes can reduce the strain on your feet throughout the day. Another sneaky cause of foot pain after 70 is tight calf muscles. Yes, you heard that right. Sometimes the pain in your feet is actually coming from higher up in your legs. Over time, our muscles naturally lose elasticity if we're not stretching them regularly, and when the calves become tight, they pull on the heel and arch of the foot, causing that sharp morning pain so many seniors experience, especially when stepping out of bed. It's often mistaken for plantar fasciitis, and in many cases, a gentle stretching routine can bring fast relief. You don't have to be athletic to stretch your calves. In fact, one of the best stretches can be done right against the wall while holding onto a chair for balance. Just a few slow, deep stretches each morning and evening can ease the tension and reduce that morning heel pain significantly. It's not about doing anything extreme. It's about giving your body the small attention it needs every day to stay limber and comfortable. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you gently stretched your legs before starting your day? Not just a casual toe touch, but a real, intentional stretch. You might be surprised how much looser your whole lower body feels afterward. And over time, that small habit can take a surprising amount of pressure off your feet. And then there's circulation. Another silent contributor to foot pain that doesn't always get the attention it deserves. As we age, blood flow to the extremities can decrease, especially if we're sitting for long periods or have other health conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure. Poor circulation can cause feet to feel cold, numb, swollen, or just plain achy. And if you've ever noticed your feet feeling heavier or more tender at the end of the day, it could be your circulation asking for some help. Now, the fix here isn't running a marathon. It's movement. Gentle, consistent movement that gets the blood flowing again. Even 5 to 10 minutes of walking around your home every hour or so can make a difference. Now that you've taken the first steps toward understanding what might be causing your foot pain, let's keep going. Because while shoes, stretches, and circulation are major players, there's another quiet troublemaker that's often hiding in plain sight: inflammation. You see, as we age, our bodies naturally become more prone to low-level inflammation. It's not the kind that knocks you down with fever or swelling, but the slow, simmering type that causes stiffness, soreness, and tenderness, especially in joints like the ankles, toes, and arches. If you've ever had a day where your feet feel okay in the morning, but gradually become tender and hot by evening, there's a good chance inflammation is playing a role. But here's the encouraging part. Inflammation can be managed. And one of the most effective, almost instant ways to calm it down is surprisingly simple: soaking your feet. A warm Epsom salt soak for just 15 to 20 minutes can bring tremendous relief. The magnesium in the salt helps relax the muscles, reduce swelling, and ease that throbbing ache that builds up during the day. And beyond the science, there's something deeply comforting about it too. It gives you a moment of peace, a ritual of self-care that your feet and your spirit will thank you for. You don't need a fancy foot spa or expensive supplies, just a basin, some warm water, and a handful of Epsom salt. Maybe even a few drops of lavender oil if you want to treat yourself. Sit back, let your feet soak, and feel the tension ease out of your body little by little. For many people, this simple habit becomes a favorite part of the day, not just for comfort, but for the calming routine it brings. Now, while we're on the topic of comfort and care, let's talk about something that often gets pushed aside: balance and posture. You might not immediately connect foot pain with how you carry yourself, but the link is powerful. When your posture is off, even just slightly, it can put uneven pressure on different parts of your feet. One side might take on more weight than the other. Your arches might collapse slightly. Your toes may grip harder to keep you stable. All of this leads to tiny stress points that, over time, become painful. And if you've ever noticed your balance isn't quite what it used to be, you're definitely not alone. It's a very normal part of aging, but the key is not to ignore it. Improving your posture and balance, just a little, can make a huge difference in how your feet feel day to day. One great way to start: standing core exercises and gentle foot-strengthening movements. These don't have to be intense or complicated. Even standing near a chair and slowly shifting your weight from one foot to the other, or lifting up onto your toes and slowly lowering down, can help retrain the small muscles that support your feet and ankles. It's not about building muscle like a bodybuilder. It's about reactivating the muscles that keep you stable, aligned, and comfortable. And let's not forget how closely hydration and diet play a role here too. When the body is dehydrated, the tissues, including those in your feet, become tighter and less flexible. That tightness can lead to more strain and even cramping, especially if you've been on your feet a lot that day. And unfortunately, many older adults are slightly dehydrated without even realizing it. The thirst response dulls over time, and before you know it, your body is running low on water, even though you're not feeling thirsty. Make it a point to sip water throughout the day, not just one glass in the morning and another with dinner, but a little at a time, regularly. Your joints, tissues, and even your skin will benefit. But your feet? They'll feel noticeably more at ease. The same goes for your food choices. Foods high in sodium and low in nutrients can increase inflammation, but simple changes like adding more fruits, leafy greens, and omega-3 rich foods like walnuts or flax seeds can give your feet the anti-inflammatory support they need from the inside out. Now you might be thinking, do all these little changes really make that much of a difference? The honest answer is yes, they do. And what makes them so powerful is that they're not drastic or overwhelming. They're small shifts, things you can start today that don't just ease pain, but improve how you move, how you rest, and how you feel every time you get up from a chair or take that first step in the morning. It's easy to forget how deeply our feet are connected to the rest of our bodies and to our sense of freedom. When your feet hurt, you don't just walk less. You hesitate, you cancel plans, you avoid movement that used to bring you joy. But when they feel good, when each step is easier, you open yourself back up to life again. You say yes to more walks, more outings, more moments that lift your spirit. And that's what this is really about. Not just managing pain, but restoring comfort, confidence, and that beautiful sense of ease that By now, you've probably started to see how connected everything really is. How something as simple as wearing the right shoes, staying hydrated, or stretching your calves can make a world of difference in how your feet feel. But there's still one more piece to this puzzle, one that many people don't realize is just as important as any physical fix, and that's awareness, tuning into your body, paying attention to what it's trying to tell you. You see, your feet are incredibly honest. They don't hide their pain, and they're quick to let you know when something's off. But after years of putting others first, kids, work, responsibilities, it's easy to lose the habit of listening to yourself, especially when the pain starts quietly and growing so slowly that it becomes background noise. You adapt, you tolerate, you push through. But what if instead you paused and asked, what do my feet need today? Sometimes that answer is rest, and that's okay. Rest isn't a weakness, it's a form of respect. Giving your feet time to recover after a long day, propping them up, massaging them gently, maybe even rolling them over a tennis ball or a frozen water bottle to release tension. These little acts aren't luxuries, they're necessities. They send a signal to your body that you're paying attention, that you care, that you're not just surviving, you're nurturing. And sometimes what your feet need is movement. Not pushing through pain, but thoughtful, mindful movement that keeps them alive and working. Think about how often they're confined, inside shoes, under tables, in chairs. They were made to move, to stretch, to flex, to feel the ground beneath them. Even just walking barefoot for a few minutes each day, safely on clean, soft surfaces, can help reawaken muscles that have grown weak or lazy. One beautiful practice many seniors have found helpful is foot mindfulness. That might sound a little strange at first, but stay with me. It's simply the act of being present with your body, starting from the ground up. Sitting comfortably, taking a few deep breaths, and focusing your attention on how your feet feel, warm or cool, tense or relaxed, heavy or a light. Maybe flexing your toes, noticing any soreness or ease. This isn't about fixing anything in the moment. It's about reconnecting, creating a habit of awareness that leads to gentler, more intuitive care over time. And let's be honest, aging isn't always easy. There are days when the body feels like it's moving against you, not with you. But it's in those moments that kindness matters most, not just from others, but from yourself. When you treat your body like a friend instead of a burden, everything changes. You move differently. You think differently. You heal differently. So what can you do today? Maybe it's putting away the shoes that no longer serve you, even if they were once your favorites. And maybe it's taking 5 quiet minutes to stretch your calves, roll your feet, or just breathe. Maybe it's choosing to stand up and walk to the end of your hallway and back, just to remind yourself that motion is still possible. Every small choice builds on the last, and every step, no matter how small, is a step forward. Because here's the heart of it all. Your feet are your foundation. They're what connect you to the earth, carry you through every room, every memory, every future plan. And they deserve care. They deserve comfort. They deserve to feel good again. Imagine waking up and stepping onto the floor without wincing. Imagine a walk in the garden that doesn't end in soreness. Imagine dancing at a family gathering without needing to sit down after just a song or two. These aren't fantasies. They're entirely possible with the right habits and attention. So let this be your reminder and maybe even your turning point. Your comfort matters. Your mobility matters. And it's never too late to improve the way your body feels, starting with your feet. You've spent a lifetime walking through storms, carrying the weight of others, putting one foot in front of the other, no matter what came your way. Now it's time to walk with ease, not out of necessity, but out of joy. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. You never know who your story might help. And if this video brought you even a little bit of relief or encouragement, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. We're building a community here, a place where comfort, health, and strength are celebrated at every age. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope your feet feel just a little lighter, your steps a little freer, and your spirit a little brighter. Here's to living your best life, one gentle, supported step at a time.